What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for yet another Football Manager 2022 teams that you can manage. We've already covered England, France, Italy and Germany. Today we head over to España to talk about the teams that you could manage in your saves in FM22. There's some interesting challenges in here. There's some obvious ones, there's some really difficult ones, and there's one very, very interesting one if you ask me at the end of the video. So without any further ado, let's dive in to club number one. So then, guys, kicking things off with club number one, it had to be, didn't it? It is Barcelona. Now, obviously, we all know of the financial issues that Barcelona have gone through. I've done a Barcelona rebuild. Quite a lot of other people in the community have done a rebuild of Barcelona. I did it in the beta as well, and I've done a rebuild video of Barcelona. They are in a horrendous financial state, as everybody knows in world football. As you can see on the screen, this guy, Lionel Messi, no longer a Barcelona player. This is an updated database, but it's not the most recent database. I tried to get teams in the right divisions, but obviously it's not as good as it could be. My apologies. FM22 is only probably a week to 2 weeks away from the beta, so time's almost upon us, guys, to have this updated database. But we are talking about Barcelona. Obviously, Ronald Koeman is their manager right now. He's having some issues. The team isn't great. They're in heaps and heaps and heaps of debt. This is a really interesting challenge. I know they're a big club and I know they have a massive reputation, but they are not Barcelona of old. They are not Barcelona 5 to 10 years ago, not by a long stretch. They still have some fantastic players in the squad. If we go into their squad, right, and just sort it by age, some of the players that they do actually have, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩 is no longer there anymore, unfortunately, but Pedri, Ansu Fati, Eric Garcia is still young, don't forget. Sergio Dest is again very young. Trincao young, Puig young, Araujo very young as well. They've got a lot of talent in that sort of bracket, but where Barcelona fall down is at this end of things. Obviously, Antoine Griezmann has left the club. He is now back at Atletico, but players like Coutinho, Busquets, Dembele, Umtiti, these players are all on massive wages, and Barcelona are in such financial woe and such financial ruin. You're gonna have to get rid of them. You're gonna have to somehow offload these players, right this financial ship, and hopefully you can turn them around. I think for the first couple of seasons in FM22, Barcelona are going to be a real issue. Obviously, you're going to be expected to do very well and win a lot of things. I just don't think it's going to be possible, to be honest. Obviously, you've got youngsters like Gavi coming through. If I just open up his attributes here, you can see he's pretty decent. Let's turn that into personal details as well. As you can see, he's pretty decent. Age 15 at the start of FM21. Obviously, he's going to be 16 at the start of next year's game. This guy is the future for me. I know they've obviously got Pedri, Ansu Fati as well. This guy, he's been recently capped by Spain in the Nations League. I think this guy could be the future of Barcelona. Him, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪𝙩, Pedri, and Ansu Fati is a good complement of attacking players, but there are still players that you will need to sort out. I think the job is there. It's a very interesting one. Pressure will be on you right away, but the reward could well be very huge. Could you be the person to get Barcelona out of all this financial trouble? Okay, so second team on the list is Athletic Bilbao. Now, I know FM Tracker's done a save with Bilbao. They are a fantastic team to do a save with because of their requirement of only signing Basque players to keep the club going. All of their players, if I just flick over to the squad, as you can see, they're all from the Basque region and they're all Spanish for the most part. And that is what is the big draw as a challenge of Bilbao. Taking players from one specific region and making them your own, dominating the league with these players from just one specific region is going to be very interesting. What I do say about Bilbao is that they've got superb training facilities, superb youth facilities, excellent academy coaching and good youth recruitment. This is potentially the best club in one of the major leagues, in my opinion, that you could go to do like a youth to gold sort of save and sort of drive all the players through your academy, use them and sell them on for a profit. Bilbao are a fantastic club. Look at that stadium, by the way. San Mamés in Bilbao looks like an absolutely ridiculous stadium. Honestly, does look phenomenal. Smashing it so far. But can you be the person to take on this ridiculous club vision? It's a very interesting one. It's a very unique one that you don't see a lot in Football Manager. That's why I've put Athletic Bilbao as the second team on this list, because I think it's a challenge unlike any other, being super restricted to where you can actually pull your players in from, and obviously being expected to compete in one of the best leagues in Europe, and obviously Europeans' top competitions, the Champions League, the Europa League, etc. I personally think it's a very, very big challenge. Obviously, as I mentioned, FM Trek has already done a save on these guys on FM21, but that doesn't stop them being a very good proposition for FM22. Team number 3 on the list is Espanyol. Now, I think what sets Espanyol apart is that they have just been promoted last season. They were promoted into La Liga, the top league in Spain. And that's what I think is going to be an interesting challenge, taking one of the teams that have just been promoted and trying to guide them to glory in a division that they've not been in for a year. There are smaller teams, if you ask me, instead of Espanyol in the division. Again, you've got a really nice stadium, but again, something that really, really hits home for me is the ability to have these training facilities, superb training facilities, superb youth facilities. If things stay like this in FM22, which I don't see why they wouldn't, Espanyol are a really good proposition. In my saves, they always produce really good youth talent. And as I said, as a team who have just been promoted back to the top flight of Spain, it could well be a very interesting proposition for you guys to take charge. And can you upset the apple cart in terms of the top teams in Spain? Can you get past your Atleticos, your Real Madrids and your Barcelonas with a team like Espanyol, who have just recently been promoted? They are going to be a team on the rise. Can you continue that rise? Can you take them to the top of the league? Can you take them into the Champions League? I don't think they've ever ever got that far in any of these competitions. As you can see, 4 times winners of the Spanish Cup, most recently in 2006. So they haven't got a really rich recent history. They've won the Spanish Cup a decent amount of times, but the league still evades them. And obviously you can see why with clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona in the league. Barcelona, we've already touched on, not really as big a hitter as they have been previously. In my opinion, Spain, if you can get past the 2 Madrid clubs, you're there, you're set. Espanyol, really good proposition of a team recently promoted to the top flight. Team number 4 on this list is a team that definitely should not be in the second division. We have Malaga. There, as I said, you do find them in the second division. They are struggling. This is a team that constantly gets mentioned on my rebuild videos in the comments. Is Steve, can you rebuild Malaga? Malaga don't deserve to be in the second division in Spain. Can you rebuild Malaga? Well, I think this is the opportunity. FM22 moving things forward. They are in the second division in Spain, so you're going to have that first instance, that first season where you are battling against some of these other teams that sort of don't really belong there, if you ask me. There's a couple teams that I've heard of that are regularly in and around the top division in Spain. Eibar are one of them. Huesca, you always see them in FIFA. Leganés, Malaga, obviously, who we've touched on. Real Zaragoza, they sort of banked up and down. Valladolid, who I've mentioned in a video before, they are owned by R9 Ronaldo. So again, another interesting proposition for someone in that sort of region looking for a different sort of challenge. Having R9 as your chairman, I think that'd be quite interesting. But as I mentioned, Malaga are one of these sort of bigger teams that are sort of finding themselves on hard times. They shouldn't be in the second division of Spanish football, if you ask me. They have some interesting players at their squad. Obviously, most recently, they did have Santi Cazorla. He's obviously left now. But they do have some interesting players in the squad. I don't know what their facilities are like. Yeah, great training, great youth. Exactly. A club in the second tier. It's a challenge to rebuild this team and sort of take them back to their former glories. If we look at their overview, they have won the La Liga Smart Bank, which is the second division, twice. But they haven't won a La Liga title. Can you be the person to do that? So I said in my introduction that team number 5 would be the most interesting one, and I still stand by that. We are talking about FC Andorra. Now, this team are based in Andorra, but they do play in the Spanish divisions. So as you can see, they are in the Spanish second division B3 Group A. So you will be playing alongside the likes of Espanyol's B team and Barcelona's B team. So there are some big hitters in this division. but you're so far down. You are so far down. If you want to take a small club onto being one of the biggest clubs in Spain, I think this is the primary club for you. FC Andorra, they are based in the Spanish second division B3, which is far down. And obviously the novelty of being a club based in Andorra, but actually playing in the Spanish leagues is pretty cool as well. If you can try and bring on some Andorran talent, that'd be fantastic as well. Also, interestingly enough, I mentioned about Valladolid being owned by Valladolid, sorry, being owned by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙈𝙚. FC Andorra owned by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. So there you go, some interesting facts. And I do think a 1,200 capacity stadium, I think this is a fantastic opportunity, much like someone like Zealand did in FM21, taking a team from low down in Portugal with Oriental Dragon. FC Andorra, I think, could be the team that captures the attention like this. There is a team in Italy as well that are actually from San Marino. They have much the same vibe as FC Andorra, but I think FC Andorra would be the one that I would pick. So then, guys, there are my top 5 recommendations for saves if you want to start in Spain. I started the beta last year as Barcelona in the Spanish leagues, and I found the Spanish leagues very, very interesting. Some of the challenges that I've put forward here, Bilbao with their transfer sort of player usage embargo, that's very interesting. Barcelona's financial woes, again, very, very interesting. Espanyol, Malaga, 2 clubs who probably should be doing better than they have been. Very, very interesting. And obviously FC Andorra, the best of the lot, if you ask me. Starting all the way down in that 3rd tier, can work your way back up. Being a club, playing in a country that isn't even part of the league system, I just think it's too good a challenge to turn down. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today, guys. If you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, as we get ready for FM22. I cannot wait. The date's been released. We're looking forward to when the beta comes out. It's usually around 2 weeks before, and I am absolutely buzzing. So hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. But until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again very, very soon.